Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video on my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you what I've been working on a little bit. I wouldn't say it's 100% complete. It's not the best right now, but I think this could be the best way to potentially place splites in the upcoming format if the adventure card is still legal, and that is Splight Adventure. When I saw the Splight cards, you kind of realize that they don't need to be normal summon because they don't even get an effect when they're normal summon. So I thought the adventure cards would work really well with this deck. The only problem that can sometimes come up is like the effect when you normal summon Swap Frog, but you don't even need to normal summon Swap Frog. And also, if you draw like Enchantress and Swap Frog, you can send the Enchantress to special summon the Swap Frog from your hand, and that can be really cool. And yeah, I also play in this Nightmare Corruptor Ibly. It's basically kind of a floodgate where you give it to your opponent and they can only special summon link monsters. And it's also really good because if you give your opponent this, White Elf has the ability when your opponent controls a monster, you can special summon from your graveyard on your opponent's turn. It exceeds that to like a rank 2. So you're just giving them the monster already. So if they like normally have a way to like play around giving you that ability to special summon back your Toad after you've used it, you're already going to be able to use it if you have this. So yeah, that's pretty good. And yeah, I'm going to show you some test hands, 3 of them. And yeah, let's get started. Alright, here's the first test hand before I get started. If you guys enjoy, please leave a like on the video and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it a lot. And yeah, let's look at this hand. Hand is pretty good. Drawing 2 Splight Starter is not the best, but you have 2 hand traps for if you're going second. You have access to the adventure package. You have the Splight Starter, and yeah, so let's begin. I'm going to activate right, special summon my token here. The zoning matters a little bit, not too much, but the Splight Elf gives protection to monsters that it is pointing at, so they can't be targeted. Then you'd go activate effective Fateful Adventure. And then we can add to our hand our copy of the Wandering Griffin Rider. There it is. I'm going to send from my hand to the graveyard one of our Splight starters. I'm going to special summon the Griffin. I'm not going to use the effect of Fateful Adventure to add the equip spell, because what you can do, go activate Splight starter, special summon from your deck Splight Blue. So if your opponent for some reason didn't Ash, I mean most people probably might Ash on the Wandering Griffin. I mean, if they don't, you have the Omni negate, so you can just negate Ash. But if they have like a Veiler Impermanent, you're gonna have to use the Wandering Griffin. If they kept the Ash, you can go Chainlink 1 blue, and then Chainlink 2 Adventure. So it's kind of like Prank Kids in that way, except for it still can lose to a Veiler Imperm, and you'll have to use the Wandering Griffin's effect to negate. So we're gonna add to our hand the equip spell, and then we're gonna use Splight Blue's effect to add to our hand our copy of Splight Jet. Going to special summon the Splight Jet, do this effect, and then you have the option between adding this, which is kind of like a Mirror Jade effect in a spell card. I'm gonna add another copy of Splight Starter, and then I'm gonna turn these to our Gigantic Splight. Effect of Gigantic Splight, detach blue, special summon Swap Frog, effect of Swap Frog, send Ronin Totem. Gonna use these, thumb, into our copy of Splight Elf and summon it here, so it points to the Wandering Griffin Rider, because it doesn't only protect the level 2 monsters, it's just your opponent can target monsters this card points to, which is insane that they can't imperm or like do anything like that to your Wandering Griffin Rider. Effective Elf, special summon back to Swap Frog, effective Swap Frog, send our another Swap Frog, and then we can go effective Ronin Tonin, banish the Swap Frog, overlay this into our copy of Totally Awesome, our Splight starter, and then pass. Then for on our opponent's turn, interruptions wise, we have Veiler Ash. This, which can get us either our copy of Splight Red or our Splight Carrot. Or just summon red because I think that one's kind of better. So yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 interruptions on our opponent's turn, and 3 of which are Omni negates, which is absolutely insane. Also during the standby phase, the reason that this works so well is that the zoning just works perfectly. You can go use effective Toad, special summon your Dupe Frog, so they have to attack Dupe Frog and can't get over Elf, which is insane. So yeah, and let's get into our second test hand. This hand is worse, but it's still the exact same combo. Just go Foolish. I always try to use the adventure package first, obviously, even if you don't have Splight starter before doing any of your other stuff, because just having them, like, you use their hand traps on the adventure package, it's like just giving you the Splight combo for free. So, like, going game 1, they might not know what you're playing, and they might just be blind hitting stuff. Then I'm gonna do this, put this here. You can use the Faithful here, or you can normal summon the Dupe Frog. It just really depends on what you want to do. You'd like hand knowledge. I think it's fine to just go normal summon Dupe. Makes the combo a little different. It would just be the same if we did it how we did last time. Faithful effect, add to our hand, and then we can go Faithful effect again. Add to our hand our Griffin. Discard and re-equip. Just gonna activate because it's easier. Special summon for Griffin. And then activate Splight starter. So we already have Omni negate before we've done any of our Splight combo. Special summon. Effect of blue. Add to our hand our copy of Jet. Special summon Jet. Effect of Jet. Add to our hand either Splight starter, the other spell. I'll just add the other one, make it different. And then you can choose what you want to overlay. I'm just going to do this. Special summon your Gigantic Splight. Effective Gigantic Splight. Special summon. Swap Frog. Effective Swap Frog. Send Ronin Totem. Turn these into our Splight Elf. Effective Elf, special summon back Swap Frog, effective Swap Frog, just the same Splight combo, then Swap Frog, and then use Ronin Totem effect, banish, overlay these into our Toad, and then yep, you have really good board again. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interruptions this time, so not 6, but they're also going to have to attack your Dupe Frog before they do anything else. And yeah, that's the second test hand. Into a different, hopefully this one is a little bit different. If it's not, I'm just gonna show you a basic combo that you can do. Well, this hand is pretty bad, but we have a Pot of Prosperity that can fix it. I'm just gonna show what happens if you have your Enchantress. I'll just keep the Draco back as our discard. Swap Frog, and then I'll have Splight Blue. So it's a 3-card combo, so it's pretty iffy if you'll draw it, but I mean, it's not the most impossible thing to have, because you have a Splight starter that can replace the blue. You have a whole bunch of other ways you can have this combo, and the Draco Pack doesn't have to be the Draco Pack, it just can be any discard. So yeah, I'm going to use the effect of Swap Frog. Send Enchantress, effect of Swap Frog, and Ronin Totem, effect of Enchantress. To our hand, our right of our Seer. Activate our right of our Seer, special summon the token here. Then place our Faithful Adventure. Use the effect of Faithful Adventure. Add to our hand our Wandering Griffin Rider. Discarding our Draco Back effect, re-equip to the token. Special summon our Griffin Rider, and then special summon our blue, effect of blue. Add to our hand our copy of, you can either add Jet, I think you can add Jet or Red here, but I'm going to add our copy of, let's just do Red, a little different. Special summon Probably should have done our zoning a little bit different. So we can have an anima on that. We should have summoned the swap frog here and then put that there. But we're going to summon our gigantic Splight. Use the effect of our gigantic Splight. And now we have 2 ways to protect it from any interruptions. So yeah, that's insane. Gigantic Splight is actually going to summon our Nightmare Corruptor Ibli. And then we're going to link these into our Splight Elf. Point it here. Ibli effect will activate special summon to our opponent's side of the field. So now they are locked into only special summoning link monsters. And then we can use our effect of our Splight Elf to special summon our Swap Frog. Effect of Swap Frog. Send to our graveyard our copy of another Swap Frog. Effect of Ronin Toned. Manage special. Relay these into our totally awesome. And yeah, on our opponent's turn, standby phase, effective Toad, special summon our Dupe Frog. And yeah, pretty insane. I feel like this is probably going to be one of the best ways to play this deck, if not the best way, because just looking at this board, can only special summon their link monsters. We have 1/2 Omni negates, the effect of our Splight Red to negate a monster effect, and this brings back the Toad, gives us another Omni negate, so 3 Omni negates, monster effect negate, and then they can only attack Dupe Frog, so they can't beat over this unless they can somehow get 2 monsters that are over, or one that's over 2,000 and one that's over 1,400. And we would also have cards in our hand, because we only had 3 cards when we started this combo. So you might have another 2 hand traps, which is insane. And also, giving them this is really nice because you don't need them to summon a monster to use Toes and negate twice because you gave them the monster. And yeah, that's Splight Adventure. I think this deck is insane. If you guys agree, please leave a like on the video, subscribe, and yeah, thanks for watching.